Sorry. I always forget that.
All right, we are live, so let's go ahead and go for it.
All right, well, thank you all for being here. Looks like a good crowd tonight, and I see some new faces, which is great.
Doc, sorry to cut you off. We can't hear you so much, Doc.
You can't hear me?
Can
you hear me?
Very tiny voice.
That may be just me. How's that? Is that
that's it.
Is that better? Okay. So my name is Dr. Gene DeLucia. I'm a board certified in family medicine. I hate to tell you how long I've been in medicine. It's been 44 years I've been in medicine. And for about the first 30 years, I was pretty much a pill pusher. You know, when I was young, my patients were young. Everybody got healthy, and sometimes in spite of what we did for them. But as I got older, my patient population started to age. We all started seeing a lot more diseases, and those diseases of aging, you know, that increasing oxidative stress, which is aging itself, but also linked to every disease process. And I started to get very frustrated in my own practice, both in my own health, because I was on medication, and the amount of medicine I kept having to push on all my patients, because I kept treating more and more patients with things like diabetes and heart disease and you name it, autoimmune diseases. I kept seeing more and more people with more and more of those chronic diseases because they were aging, and we were seeing more of that. So I was looking for something else. I knew there had to be something more out there. And I used to say to myself, I remember for years going, gee, there's got to be something more than this. There's got to be something more in life than me being a pill pusher and treating symptoms, because that's all we were doing. And I was very, very open and looking. About almost 11 years ago now, my UPS driver and his friend, Fred Graves, showed up at my office after several months of trying to get past my front office. They finally did. And I remember very distinctly my office manager coming back and saying, will you please watch these guys' video and get them out of my hair? They're bugging me. So I knew they had been there fairly often or trying to get past them. So, and I said, fine, have them come back. I remember Brian walking in with his laptop, and they parked it in front of my desk, and they just said, hey, we just want you to watch this video, this short video. It's done by ABC News. All right. And I kept thinking in my mind, what are these young guys are going to show me here? But when I started watching it, and especially when I saw that graph showing that the Pro-10 lowered oxidative stress by 40% in everyone they tested people all the way to 80 years old. And at the end of that time, their level of oxidative stress was that of a newborn. I went, whoa, I need to look at this more. It almost just sounded too good to be true, but I knew I had to look at it, and I did. I thought, I've got to go home and look at this. At the time, I believe they had 2 patents, and I think they had 2 or 3 published studies at the time. So I went home and I read through the patents, very boring, but I read through them. I read through the published studies. I looked up Dr. Joe McCord. I wanted to see who he was. Turned out he was quite the prominent scientist in oxidative stress. He actually discovered our enzyme SOD in the cell back in the late 60s. So very impressive results from what I saw. I had to look up NRF2. I knew oxidative stress. I did not know what NRF2 is or was, and I had to look it up and how it worked and what it did. So I discovered that as an activator of our genes, that it would turn our body's ability on to reproduce our own enzymes, our antioxidant enzymes, back to our youthful level. And when we did that, we could turn on our ability to protect ourselves, repair ourselves from that oxidative damage. So when I saw that, I thought, wow, in theory, this looks pretty good. I wonder how it works. So I started taking it myself. I gave it to my family. I got my parents on it. That was my big concern, is I wanted them on it. They were in their late 80s at the time. I got it to my sisters, my brothers, my friends, my best friends, people I loved. I wanted them healthier. I wanted them on this. And I wanted them as guinea pigs. I wanted to see how they did with this. So I really put them on it. I eventually brought it into my clinic. And when I did, I I measured people. I measured all their lab work, either cholesterol, their diabetes, their inflammatory markers, their blood pressure, everything I could measure, I measured when they started. I did it 3 to 6 months out, and I did it a year. And that first year, I got a huge belief in what we had because I started seeing changes in everybody. And when I saw this and I realized what a unique breakthrough product we had, I thought, wow, this is something. The other thing I looked at was the business eventually, because when I joined this, I could no longer buy this on the retail store shelves. You know, I had to buy it through the company, through either a distributor or become a distributor. And I thought, well, I want the wholesale price, so I'm going to join and become a distributor. That's really the only reason I joined as a distributor. But as people got on my website and ordered, they kept sending me little small checks. And after a while, I thought, well, maybe I should look at see why they're paying me. So I started looking at the business. When I really looked at the business, I thought, wow, this is unique. And it also has potential of being a very, very big business. And that's when I incorporated, and that's when I really started treating this as a serious business. And I'm a good business person. I've had other businesses. I've run multiple clinics. I've had a restaurant for over 20 years. We had an import business. So I've done a lot of other things. So I consider myself a decent business person, not just the doctor. Most doctors don't know much about business. But I think I do. And when I saw that opportunity, I thought, well, this is unique because I'm no longer dumping a bunch of money into a company. And I know because I've looked at franchises. I looked at a very famous ice cream franchise. They wanted $300,000 for the franchise fee, not including a build out. It was several $100,000 to build it out. You had to have a net worth of $2 million to even qualify for the franchise. And then they wanted 6% of your monthly gross and to sell you all the products. So, and then of course you've got employees and overhead and all the other headaches you have with a traditional business. When I started looking at this as a business, I thought, wow, there's none of that. Here I can put in a very small amount of money one time, and essentially what I'm getting is below wholesale cost of products, and that's it. And unlike that traditional business, this essentially has unlimited income potential, and you get out of it exactly what you put into it. So I thought, wow, this is great. Anybody that wanted a part-time business that quite frankly couldn't afford a franchise, which are probably 95% of the people out there, could get into something like this. Didn't take any special skills. The people that introduced this to me had no formal education, and had done quite well. And I thought, well, if I could just copy what they're doing, that stands to reason that I'd be successful. And that's exactly what I did. So that was impressive. Finding something that was a unique product, a breakthrough product. And that's not me saying that. It's Washington State calling this the biggest breakthrough in the history of medicine. And it is. And it is. And I tell people all the time, the last big breakthrough in medicine was probably penicillin. Penicillin took 20 years for the medical establishment to adopt and use as an everyday thing. And if you really look at it, penicillin only treats one thing, and that's infection. This treats everything because it doesn't matter what kind of issues you have, whether it's aging or disease, we're reversing the damage at the cellular level of every cell. So we can make people healthier. We can make people, now we know through published studies, live longer too. So it's a huge, huge breakthrough. I wouldn't do this for any other company. I love being part of this company because what we have. And I do tell people this, when we see this product, the Protandim, it will be like, it will be the branded name worldwide eventually. And this will go to the whole world. So I really saw that and foresaw that back when this was a little tiny company. The company itself is called LifeVantage. LifeVantage is publicly traded. It's now on the NASDAQ. When I got in, it was a little over-the-counter pink sheet stock, but it's now on the NASDAQ. The call letters are LFVN. It's a great stock. It's growing. Originally, this company started as a retail product. Dr. McCord, the scientists, developed Protandim, a synergistic blend of herbs. They patented that synergistic blend. They put out that study showing that it was proven clinically to lower oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days in everyone that they tested. And they got enough money together to set up a small manufacturing plant And they started putting Protandim on the retail store shelves. It was at GNC, it was at Rite Aid, it was at Rexall. It didn't go anywhere. And the reason that it didn't, the clerks at GNC could not explain epigenetics, couldn't explain oxidative stress, didn't know what NRF2 was. And so it sat there on the store shelf along with 1,000 other bottles of vitamins, herbs, and supplements. And it failed as a company. It went from 2005 to 2009 at about a $3 million a year company, losing money every year. 2009, they finally took it off the store shelves. They essentially ran out of money. They, quite frankly, they almost sold the patents on this. And there were a couple of companies that wanted to buy the patents. One was a big pharmaceutical giant that wanted to buy it and bury it. They didn't really want it out there because they don't want us healthy. And Dr. McCord and the scientists all said, no, there's no way. This is way too important that we would do that. The other company was a company called MonaV. MonaV was a super juice. I don't think it's around anymore, but it was sold in a different market. It was sold directly marketed, word of mouth marketing, world's oldest form of marketing. People get results, they tell each other, and that's really what we do. And I can tell you that happens to me all the time. I went to a restaurant a few weeks ago, really good food, brand new restaurant. I probably have told 8 or 10 people that. It's just human nature to share with other people. Here's the thing, when those people went, they also really enjoyed that restaurant. That restaurant didn't pay me for that referral. The nice thing, this company pays you for those referrals. People get results and tell each other, and you can get paid for that. So that's really what I liked about the business that I didn't know anything about. So the company was publicly traded. They went from retail store shelves, about a $3 million a year company, losing money. The first year they brought it out in 2009 as a directly marketed company. It went from a $3 million company retail to a $12 million company in 2010. Their first year of word of mouth marketing, people getting results, telling each other. It is now a $250 million company. So it's just through word of mouth that people are getting results, telling each other. Luckily, we get to participate in that, because ordinarily, if you see something that's going to be huge or that is huge, you can participate by using a product, but you can't participate by ownership of the company. If you knew Bill Gates back when he was still in his garage with Microsoft, and I happen to know somebody that knew him then and got involved, he's now a retired multimillionaire. But we didn't have that chance, at least I didn't. If you knew Mark Zuckerberg when he was still in his dorm room, inviting his friends to join him, the friends that joined him are now multi-millionaires, some of them billionaires. The people that didn't join him, I'm sure, are kicking themselves for not doing that. The point being, there are very few opportunities in life that come along like that. This is that opportunity. This is the branded name. You don't go buy a tissue for your nose when you have a runny nose. You buy a Kleenex. You don't buy a medical adhesive strip when you cut your hand. You buy a Band-Aid. Those are branded names. You won't buy an NRF2 activator. You're going to buy Protandim. And it will be a worldwide, everyday household name someday. It's huge to get involved in a company like that early, that has breakthrough products that are consumable monthly for life. That's huge. And to get in so early before people know about it is obviously the key. So when I looked at that, I thought, wow, I want to be part of this. Well, LifeVantage started that way. They are now the world's leader in nutrigenomics. They continue to develop more and more products, all designed to make us healthier and live longer. That's the goal of the company. So that NRF2 activator, our flagship product, activates our genes, expresses our genes back to our youthful level. It's millions of times more powerful than any antioxidant, vitamin, or supplement on the market. And we have exclusive patented rights to that. That is a pathway, a gene pathway of an antioxidant detoxification pathway, turning on those genes to produce our own enzymes that will reverse the damage at the cellular level, reverse that oxidative stress damage, and turn on our detox enzymes like glutathione, so to detox our body. The company has come up with other products such as our NRF1 pathway. Our Protandim NRF1 is a mitochondrial pathway. So those mitochondria are little powerhouses of all our cells. They make our energy. So by turning on our body's ability to make more mitochondria, we are now making more energy for our body, keeping our cells healthier, keeping that cell living longer. So that's another huge breakthrough. The latest breakthrough, the latest pathway is a NAD sirtuin pathway. And those are different sets of genes that we turn on that have to do with longevity, metabolism, regulating and keeping our cholesterol, our blood sugar, those things at a normal level, at a good range. Things like autophagy. Autophagy, they've found, is hugely important. Our body's ability to clean out our damaged cells and the misfolded proteins that, if they sit in our body, continue to cause more damage. So we're turning on all these different gene pathways. A lot of these products are patented or patent pending. That Tri-Synergizer, those three pathways together, have patents pending on them. They've come out with other products. They have a patented skincare line, an anti-aging cream. They have now a hair care line. They have what I like to call our smart energy drink. It's designed for memory and focus and energy and clarity. My granddaughter gets it because she's ADHD, so we give it to her all the time. Better than the drugs they wanted to put her on. So, we use a number of things now. We have a brand new product that is now a very unique immune booster, very timely. We have a whole set of skincare products coming out with CBD added. So, we continue to have more and more products for health, for wellness, for everything, the inside, the outside, everything. So it's fun to be part of it. It's fun to see this company grow. The compensation plan, again, I didn't know anything about network marketing. I didn't know anything about residual income because I would traded hours for dollars like most of us do. We go to school for the first part of our lives. We work for the next 40 or 50 years, and then we have a few years to retire, and most people don't have the money to retire on. So that residual income is for life. It gives you, well, wherever you want to go with the company, you can go there. You can go there with $500 a month to $1 million a month, depending on where you want to take it. So it's fun, it's rewarding. Residual income is also leveraged income. And I can tell you, for me, I've been in the company for about 10 and a half years. I probably averaged, I don't know, 5 or 6 people a year to sign up as business partners, but I've got over 1,000 business partners in 9 countries. I don't know 90% of those people. I get paid off their efforts, though. So that leveraged income is huge. So it's a lot of fun to be part of in so many ways. For me, it gave me my health back, and that was the primary thing. That's what I wanted. But it also gave me time freedom and financial freedom. So freedom to do what I love to do and to have a passion again for something. That's really what it is. And so I love it. The compensation plan itself, I'm not going to go into in detail, and I want to leave a few minutes for questions and answers. But the compensation plan, to me, is something I didn't know anything about. It was very unique. They pay us back in multiple ways. We're paid weekly, we're paid monthly, we have different bonuses. The basis of the plan is what we call a unilevel plan. So whoever you sign up, the first level underneath you, you get 2%. And then the second level, people they sign up is 5%, and it goes 9% the third level. And it goes all the way down 9 levels, 5, 5, 5, 5. So those are paid out monthly. It grows as your business grows. There's another payout that's essentially a matching bonus for your business partners. For the partners that you sign up directly, whatever their monthly check is, you're going to get a 10% match. Whatever they sign up, that you get a 5%, and that goes down 5 levels. So that's another 30% of the first 5 levels. Again, it doesn't grow straight down; it grows exponentially. So there are a lot of different plans, a lot of different bonuses. They have a global bonus pool, which I love, because at the top levels, they split 4% of the monthly gross income of the company, the world gross, and they put into the pool and split among the top levels. The reason I like that, and the reason I think it's unique, is that it encourages everybody to work together. Because even if I have somebody that's not in my downline, that's maybe cross line, and I help them sign somebody up, I help them get going, we get rewarded from that too. So it's a brilliant plan. The company itself is unique, because now I've met other companies and other people from other companies that are quite cutthroat. This company is not. This is a big family. You'll make more new friends and real friends through this company. I even met my significant other through this company. So it's changed my life in a number of ways. So I love what we do. I love everything about LifeVantage, where they're going, the direction we're going. I love that we're in early enough to participate in the growth of the company. And you know, it's all good. I love it. So I'm going to stop because I wanted to answer a few questions if people have them. I know last time we talked, we had some questions about what do you say to people? And I do want to say this, that I remember when I started getting in front of the mirror, they gave us scripts. Here's a script. This is what you say to them. And it just seemed very uncomfortable and very foreign to me to try to sell somebody something. I'm not a salesperson. That's what I felt like, because here's a script to say, here's another script. And I've discovered over the years that the best way to do this is just make friends, talk to people, ask them about themselves. 90% of the people you talk to will be glad to talk all about themselves. That's what they do. So, I use FORM, family, occupation, recreation, or money. So you want to ask people about themselves. I often ask them about what they do for a living, how much they enjoy that job. Most people do not. And where they'd like to be if they had all the financial freedom and time freedom. Where would they like to be? It's rarely at their job. And then offer to help them get there, or their health. Many people will talk to you about their health and the meds they're taking, all the other things. They're just easier ways to just start a conversation, offer to show them something that may help them, that it maybe it helped you or helped a friend of yours. So I think it becomes much, much easier if you just, if you listen to what they say, ask questions and listen. It's an art. It's something you have to practice. But when you do, you'll find that it's much more rewarding. It's no longer a job. It's fun because you're helping people. Any other questions?
Hi, I'm Dr. DeLucia. This is Sylvia Morales. I do have a question. Ever since our studies came out in December of 2020, during this pandemic, how do we promote it to these people without being non-compliant? And we have to be careful what we say, because they're censoring everybody all over the place because everybody's so worried now. What would you recommend?
Well, again, if you're going to put something out on YouTube or public or social media, be very careful. If I'm talking one-on-one with somebody and they're telling me about their illness and disease, and I might share a story with somebody of somebody I knew or had that had a similar issue. Mm-hmm. So you have to be a little bit careful. I'm probably not the most compliant person because I get pretty excited about results. And it seems now that I heard this the other day in the Elite call. They said, if you don't get a call from compliance periodically, you're not pushing the boundaries very hard. So I thought, that's an interesting theory.
And have you had any experience of anybody who been through some of the late, COVID, sickness and so forth, and had they used our product before or after, and any results?
No. This is between all of us, because
just us. I'm not going to say anything.
But I have been keeping an informal poll, because I ask my people all the time about telling me, is any of you, or do you know anybody on our products, and especially our Protandems, that has gotten COVID and how sick they got. And I can tell you, of all the people I've talked to, we've had a few people get mild cases of COVID. I've had 3 of them end up in the hospital. All 3 of them were older. All 3 of them had just recently had gone through cancer therapy. None of them end up on a ventilator. They all survived, but their immune system was compromised, and not from our products, obviously, but from the cancer therapies. So, do we have something that can help? There's a very, very good article on SARS-CoV, and this is a published study on PubMed, and oxidative stress, and how that was the basis of the illnesses and the diseases, and those cytokine storms were all about oxidative stress. So it's very telling that we have something that is proven to lower that. So I can only say, you have to put 1 and 1 together. So. Oh, I can't hear you.
Don't be shy. Any other questions, please?
I was trying to find out before and after, before they used the product or after, did it make a
This
difference?
is while they were on the product.
Oh,
I
well,
wanted to know people that were on the product. One person had been on only about 2 months because his doctor, his oncologist didn't want him on anything else while he was under treatment. So he had just gotten on the Protandim Trisynergizer, and he'd been on it. This was his second month when he got sick. He did end up in the hospital in ICU. They didn't put him on a ventilator, and he got out. He's fine now. So no, by the way, no post-COVID issues. So that's the other thing I've seen. I haven't seen anybody with post-COVID problems. I do.
Can I add something for you, Jean?
Sure.
Can I add something to you guys about the COVID people?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Well,
please.
first of all, I helped a long hauler, a girl that was in literally tears down in Texas. She thought she was going to die. And I told her, you're not going to die. You're going to get through this. It took her 4 months, every day talking to me on the phone. And I cried with her. And I told her, mindset, you're going to get better. All of a sudden, she stopped calling me. And all of a sudden, I see the pretty lipstick pictures on Facebook. I said, do you not like me anymore? She goes, no, I'm finally better. Every doctor took her off every medicine known to man. There's nothing wrong with her heart. There's nothing wrong with her lungs. And it's because of LifeVantage.
Wow.
I also have a story of many of my distributors. Yes, some of the parents perished, but they were not on the products. But many of my distributors that did get it, that had other issues, never went to the hospital, had mild symptoms, and they all survived. But the one long hauler to this day is a big, my accomplishment. I feel like a proud mama. She was, even her mother got it in her 40s and put her on NRF2, and they're all at the baby showers and everything's good. So everyone understands oxidative stress and high glutathione is the things that Chinese doctors were screaming in January. And I said, I should be a millionaire because guess what? That's what our products do. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. I wanted to tell you about that long hauler, how fabulous she's doing. Okay.
I do tell people, look, keep your immune system boosted. We're on the best thing in the world for your immune system. Keep it boosted up. Be part of the 99.9% of the people that don't get this and that don't die from this. Those people are people with a compromised immune systems. So, we have something very unique, very powerful.
I do have one more question. I had someone who asked me, and they're on the NRF2, and they're saying, well, if I'm on the NRF2, why should I get the daily wellness? Because isn't the NRF2 supposed to help build your immune system as well? And it's supposed to help repair your cells. I go, so you remembered everything I told you. And I said, exactly, but this is just a little extra. And she said, but aren't you supposed to, you can eliminate all the vitamins and so forth when you're on NRF2? Why take the daily wellness? And I said, well, this is just a little extra boost just to make you feel better and you feel more protected, especially with all the stuff that's out there. But I just didn't know what else to say. What can you tell me?
You're right. We're boosting the immune system in a different way. And by the way, there are some other things people should be on, like omega-3, which we have a very good one, like vitamin D. Those are things that people should be on. So, it's one of those things where the company continues to come out with great quality things that where I used to send people off to the store to buy the other things, now we can put them on ours. And I know the good quality's there. So.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? I guess we timed it right. It's 9:31. Well, thank you all for being here. And any questions anytime,